times of World War II. And I think most of you don't know that Rothenburg was bombed by the American army in March 45. It was destroyed by 40% within the old walls. And it happened for a special reason. There was no obvious reason doing this. This was a small city. No strategic meaning here. No industry. No base. But 2 weeks earlier, Nuremberg was bombed. It's a big city 50 miles south from here. And there was a German general who left battered Nuremberg, and he escaped into Rothenburg with all his Nazi soldiers. And he gave order to hold this city to the last man. We didn't appreciate that. And the front line of the American army was just a few miles north from here. And sure, they found out what's going to happen. And all his troops were in here. That's why it happened. On the 31st of March, 45, there were 16 military aircraft flying above Rothenburg, dropping these bombs down, which destroyed eastern and northern part of the old city. And the next plan was to destroy the rest of it by artillery. General Devers of the American army was preparing this, and he was ready to go when he got a call. And on the other end of the line was John McCloy, John J. McCloy. He was Deputy Secretary of State at this time. After the war, he was High Commissioner for Germany. And he knew about the beauty of Rothenburg. He knew it's a medieval city, and he kind of liked it. And he never had been here before in person. But you know who was here? You can't know. His mother was here as a tourist before the war. And she took a painting home of Rothenburg. It was on the wall of his parents' home. He grew up with that painting and all the stories his mother told him about Rothenburg. And he was fascinated about the stories while he was a boy. And now, much later, he was in charge. And while he was driving in a jeep along the front line, far from here, he heard that this should happen, that Rothenburg should be totally destroyed, and he didn't order this himself. Once he heard about this, he called this general, and he said, "Hey, Devers, I heard what your plan is about Rothenburg. Stop it. We'll not do this. We'll not destroy it. It's a medieval city. We'll give them an option and let them know that if they hand their city over and we can occupy it, that's enough." So we got this kind of choice because he got involved in the right moment. And the best of all was, when this news was coming in, that we have this kind of option, the German general was not in town. Perfect timing. Really. You know, he had forbidden any negotiations with the enemy. Like Hitler had forbidden it to all of his generals, even at the end of the war. But as this guy wasn't here, the local command decided what to do. And Major Termes was the head of the local command. And he said to his people that he will go out and meet these two Americans who were waiting for an answer. And that was treason. He would have been shot immediately. But he took the risk and he went. And they met. And it wasn't an open discussion going on there. It was all directed by one side. Easy to imagine which. These two Americans said to this major, "Listen, it's easy. Hand your city over to us, the American army. Oh, forget it." And Major Termes said, "Okay. If you don't destroy it, you can have it. I'll be gone in the morning with all my men. I guarantee it." That was the deal, and it really happened, which is a very unusual story. These German troops were leaving the city, and the next day the American army occupied it, and 5 weeks later, on the 8th of May, the war was over in Europe, and we still had our city. We lost a part of it, but not the heart of it, because of this too. An American, John McCloy, and a German, Major Termes. They both saved Rothenburg from total destruction. And then the war was over. And we still had a problem going on. We had no money to reconstruct the destroyed part. And we had to have it back, please. We lived by tourism. But we had no money. We lost the war. This was a bankrupt country. But we had a good idea. And you know, that's what you should have when you don't have any money. And this idea was asking the whole world for help. There was an article written by our tourist officials. It was sent to every bigger newspaper worldwide. And in this article we said, please, you people out there who are friends of Rothenburg, Germany, the only thing we need right now is money. And we said, please help us, send money in here. And if you do, we'll put your name on our wall. We offered that one could buy a meter of our wall symbolically. That's what you see when you walk on the ramparts. Have you done that, some of you? There are hundreds of names on stone planks. It's first the name of the person, then the city or country, and then how many meters one bought. Most people bought 1 meter. It started with 80 marks in the mid-50s. Now it's €1,000. 50 years of inflation in between. And you shouldn't miss walking the wall. It's really a highlight. Open night and day, free of charge. And this is a safe little town. There's no crime at all. So if you cannot sleep tonight for any reason, you better walk the wall or go to hell. All right. Well, if you agree, let's stop here. This was the Nightwatchman tour. Hope you liked it. Thanks for coming. Hey. Thank you so much. Well, last thing you should do before you leave was to put the money in the hat for the tour. It was €6 for adults, 4 for students, and the ambassadors of music.
I'll take that, thank you.
And nothing for kids up to 12, like I said. And I also have a booklet written in English language about the tour. It's called The Walk of the Nightwatchman. And it goes with a fancy postcard with me on it, which is this one, for another €2 the whole package. If you want, I have some with me. And I also got some films with me. So if you're interested in the DVD, I have it here. And when you buy it from me or in my shop, you get a book and postcard free with it as a special deal. And I say again, thanks for coming and good night. Thank you. No, not in the moment.